Hello and welcome back. This is Fashion Doll Dreamer, and today we are going to debox another well-known Ken fashion from the 1980s. Wow, that's two in a row, and this is so unusual for me to do. So this is weird that we're doing another one, but hey, let's just go with it. I guess it's a phase I'm going through with 80s Ken now. Hey, but this one is the Ken Day to Night Fashions TV sports reporter. The date on the box is 1984, so this would have been 1984, 1985. And it says on the box, day fashion becomes nighttime fashion. And as you can see from the back of the box, there was a range of day to night fashions for Day to Night Barbie, who was a very popular doll at the time, and you can see my other videos on her, and Day to Night Ken and the Arco playset office on my other videos. They're on my channel. I'll try to link them down below if I remember. But here you can see some of the fashions that were available for Day to Night Barbie and Day to Night Ken. And as you can see, there was only one Day to Night Ken outfit available. So this was a one-off outfit there. I'll just go close up there. So he's a TV reporter by day with his briefcase. And then he's got his very 80s Spencer jacket or waiter's jacket at night there in that very 80s burgundy color. And let's have a look at some of the other fashions for Barbie. I really want that one at the top, the red, black and creamy colored one with that red and black evening gown, because as you know, I love red and black together. I also want that as well. Let me focus. Yeah, I also want that coat dress and that cocktail dress in the pink and the teal there. And so she's got other outfits there. I thought the teacher was quite Heart Family in that one. But yeah, those are the two I actually really want. Those two there. But now I have this one here. And there are a few reasons why I really wanted it. Because it does show a very important part of fashion history at that time. And I'll get to that in a moment. But before we go on to that, let's just take a look at all the info on the back there, on the back of the box. It's Mattel Incorporated, 1984, all from California, USA, made in China. So I suppose, this was the era where they started making the fashions and dolls in China. I've got a great shape Barbie from China as well. Love her face, actually, really cool. And the shoes are made in Hong Kong. And then all rights reserved, blah, blah, blah. And you can see that the number is 9086 with the assortment number 9087. And there's a close-up of the outfit. That waiter's jacket is so 1980s. I remember my older brother had one in the 80s. I think he went to a wedding with one wearing that. So is the color there. And I think that looks like Dream Date Ken, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't look like Day to Night Ken. I think Day to Night Ken might have come out a little after this. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. That's why they've used Dream Date Ken here, because they do have to photograph these things a little earlier than usual. Maybe they didn't have the prototype, but that does look like Dream Date to me. That doesn't look like Day to Night. So I'm just trying to focus. But let's quickly have a look at other fashions. That's the one I really want. Dress designer. Love that red and black evening gown with the rosette there. Also, not crazy about the hat, but do like the jacket and the bow blouse and that pencil skirt and the briefcase, or the folio, I should say. Very 80s there. I think the hat just needs to be styled a bit more, on a rakish angle, do her hair differently to look great. And I also want that business executive. Love that cocktail dress. It's very 80s. It reminds me of the one that Demi Moore wore in St. Elmo's Fire. Hers was black and red, black and pink, that same pink, but reminds me very much of that. Hers was a little simpler and strapless, and she was wearing all these costume jewelry with it. But yeah, it reminds me of that. But I love that coat dress too, so 80s. And then you've got the TV news reporter. I don't remember any TV news reporter dressing anything like that back then. But anyway, it's very soft and feminine. And, you've got a dancer too. Love that red and white outfit actually too. It looks very special. The one shoulder. They're into the one shoulder with the puffy sleeves back then, weren't they? and the asymmetrical skirts. And this one's very Hart family, as I said before. I mean, teacher. It does look like something you could, the Hart family could wear there. Yeah, it looks like, from a provincial, probably primary school or something. Yeah, and for most 11.5-inch, 29.21 centimeter fashion dolls too. So yes, anyone can wear it there. So that's the back of the package. There we go. Now, what's great about this outfit is that it's inspired by a very important movement happening in fashion back then in the 1980s. And it was kind of adjacent to the power dressing that was happening back then. And you could hear all about that and see that in a previous video of mine where I talk about Day to Night Ken and his Wall Street looks. And I'll talk about Day to Night Barbie and her power dressing looks there. But here we've got something that exemplified what a very famous, iconic designer was doing at the time, who is still iconic today, and even if you don't follow fashion, you know his name. But this was very much inspired by Giorgio Armani, or the Armani look, let's call it that way. My partner always used to say the plenty of money look rather than the Armani look, because it was expensive, of course. But Armani started, for those of you who want a bit of history on him, he started his company in 1975 with his partner Sergio Gagliotti, I think his name was. And then he revolutionized tailoring and workwear for men first and then for women, and that he took out all the interfacings and linings and all the padding that made it quite stiff and structured, and made it more soft and supple, and used highly textured fabrics like herringbones and textured wools and tweeds. And so the fabric was very soft and supple and rich and very extravagant, very highly textured. And the silhouettes were quite soft and supple and loose and easy. And this was revolutionary for the time. He really hit it big in 1980 when the movie American Gigolo with Richard Gere came out. And it was basically an ad for Giorgio Armani. There was even a scene where Richard Gere is laying out all his Armani shirts and ties and trying to pick his wardrobe and trying to pick out what to wear. And you could see the Armani label prominently everywhere. So it was a really big thing. It changed tailoring, and it was like it was an adjunct to what the power dressing at the time, which was quite padded and quite heavy and quite stiff and quite graphic and very tailored. And so this was like an unstructured alternative. And executives took to this look in droves worldwide, and still do to this day. He's an icon. I mean, I think he's in his 90s now. Don't quote me. I should know this because I was just reading about his birthday. I think it's his 90th birthday recently. I'm probably totally wrong, but anyway, yeah, he's an icon. He's been around for decades. His clothes are still desirable. Look, I mean, granted, the 80s and the 90s really were, 80s and early 90s really were his time. He was the big leader, and now I think a new generation are rediscovering him, which is great because with all that so-called quiet luxury and all of that. But he just keeps going on, and he had such a strong singular point of view with tailoring, and so this outfit is kind of inspired by that. You can see it in, I'll try to go close up. You see that jacket, the texture on that jacket, the pattern on that jacket, that's truly Armani there. And you can see the jacket, it's quite padded, it's got big square shoulders, but it looks like the fabric's quite loose and easy and supple there. Even the color combinations at the time, that burgundy and that gray, and the black, very Armani for that time. I mean, he was known as the king of greige, which is like grey and beige combined. He's moved on from that a bit. You see his couture collections, and they're very colourful and very embellished. But he's still known as that. But, his way with tailoring, that has never faltered, and that's still has fans worldwide today. So that's the reason I wanted this. I actually don't want to put it on my Caucasian day tonight. I want to dress this on my African American day tonight king, because I think he'll look wonderful in it. You know, I look like Crockett and Tubbs in Miami Vice, you know, that sort of thing. But yeah, and you could see though, I wish, you know, it was closer to the prototype, because the prototype is quintessential Armani. That is just, you know, it's a bit more structured than Armani. He did do a bit of structured jackets, but that fabric, it's very Armani, very, very Armani. Even the Spencer jacket there, or that short waiter's jacket, that was also very Armani at the time. A lot of other designers did it, but love that brown coloured briefcase too. That's pretty cool. But there you have it. So let's debox this and have a look at the items inside, and then we'll see it on cam. And here are the items out of the box. Now, they were just strung on card, and the string was taped in the back there. And so, you know, they were easy to get off the card. But as you can see, the quality ain't what it used to be. I collect vintage Barbie and vintage Ken and their fashions, and you can really tell the difference. And by this stage, you know, and it had been quite a while, I guess, where the quality had slipped. But, you know, it's not fantastically made. But, you know, I guess the style is still there and the look is still there. But, you know, let's look at the jacket and see that. As you can see, you know, it's just been cut. There's just raw edges on the sleeves. There's no top stitching, no lining. It's all just been cut. It's been the edges have been just cut, even on the lapels. And, you know, no lining at all. I mean, it's a very stiff fabric, actually. I thought it'd be a bit looser. I mean, it looks beautiful on the prototype, as you can see there. You know, almost like a wool, but I guess, you know, I guess they had to change it, because that looks like it's raw edge as well. Oh, but he does have stitching on his cuffs there, as you can see. Mine doesn't. Yeah, it has the genuine Ken label there. I guess you have to have that on, or else you'd look at it. You think it was a clone. I do have the bits of string still, so you can still see that it was like, you know, the strings there, but yeah. But the pattern's really cool, and, you know, I'm sure I can style it in a way and position him where it'll look okay. Yeah, there's that briefcase. It's like that burgundy brown color that I absolutely adore. I mean, again, it's just very simple. It's just a cutout with some stitching on the side. See that? Yeah. No detailing what to speak of. And it's, of course, one of what I call the stripper jumpsuits that are totally halter neck sleeveless and attached to the trousers. I'll have to give them a good iron, I think, because they are creased. Yes. But they're just like a black gabardine. What am I doing? There's like a black gabardine there. They're quite, you know, quite sturdy, and that's just a nylon. Oh, the collar's really horrible too. You can see that. Yeah, I'll have to do something about that. I mean, it's cut really badly. It's just raw edged and it looks very bulky. I might have to iron that and press it in a way where it looks better. And again, you know, style it so it's not hiding a lot of the collar. I had to do that with a lot of the Dream Date Ken's original outfits too. The collars were huge, so I had to fold them back and press them. And you just get like the, oops, they're hiding there. The shiny black loafers there. What does it say in there? Hong Kong. All right, okay. And an S and a T, is that right? Or a 1 and a 2? I don't know. I can't see. I'll have to look at that later. But yeah, so there you go. And there's that Spencer jacket. Again, it's just it's a really it's an okay velvet. It's quite stiff. But again, all raw edge. Just one button, one snap there. Everything's raw edged. No stitching or lining to speak of. I mean, contrast this to a jacket from, say, the 60s, where it's fully lined, it's got pockets, it's got top stitching galore. Yeah, and you see the difference there. But anyway, you know, I guess at this stage, you know, nothing was made in Japan. It was all made in China. So, there you go. But anyway, let's get it on Ken and see how it looks. Let's go back here. Oh, there we go. So there you have it. There's African American Day Tonight Ken in his Day Tonight Ken TV reporter outfit, and that's the day look, and very Armani, as I said before. And he's in the 1985 Arco office playset with Day Tonight Barbie in her original outfit and Day Tonight Ken in his. As you can see, it looks quite good. I'm actually quite happy with it. It looks okay on him. The jacket fits okay. I mean, that fabric's very sturdy and very crinkly and very stiff, actually. But yeah, it looks good. And the shirt collar came out okay too. It's a bit thicker, but you know, just give it a good press. I gave it a good press and turned out okay there. So he looks wonderful. I'll show some pictures of him in the full outfit at the end of this video. Also in his evening jacket, that Spencer jacket there. In that burgundy velvet. It photographs red for some reason, like bright red, but it's actually burgundy. And there'll also be a surprise there as well. So stay tuned till the end. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.